Today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can absolutely bulletproof your shoulders. We're going through the craziest shoulder warm-up routine that you want to do. This is going to help prepare your shoulders for any type of pressing movements, any kind of pulling movements where you're going to be using a lot of weights, or even if you're just doing some sort of dips or anything like that. This is going to cover all of that. Now, this is going to accomplish three main things. You're going to activate all the musculature around the shoulder joint. You're going to get the blood flowing throughout the deltoid and all the muscles and the joints and the ligaments that are around that shoulder joint. And then finally, you're going to bring back your shoulders to a nice neutral position so that you can begin to press and row and pull and do all sorts of movements extremely healthily and extremely safely so you won't wind up injuring yourself. This is called prehab. You're gonna love it. Let's get into it. All right, to mark the very beginning of this, we're gonna be just grabbing some simple 5-pound plates here. This is just to get the shoulder warmed up, get the blood flowing through it. Now we're gonna be going through 3 movements. This is called a shoulder wheel. The very first exercise I like to get into is just some lateral raises with the plates. Now with this, I like to get about 15 repetitions out to the side there, nice and slow. We're not trying to really fatigue the muscles. We're just getting it warm. Now directly after, what I like to do is get some front raises as well, activating the anterior head of the deltoid. We mostly focused on that lateral head when we began with the lateral raises here. Slow and under control. And as you can see, I'm doing it with a thumbs up grip. This is just so I can have a little bit more focus on the anterior head as I'm performing this motion. Now the final exercise we're going to be getting here is just some bent over laterals. And this is just to target that posterior head, a little bit of that lateral head as well. And I want you to focus on trying not to activate as much of your shoulder blades as you can and squeezing those. I want you to focus on just mostly using that posterior head of the deltoid, just so we can get the shoulders warm. That's all we're trying to do with this one right here. Now, as I said, about 10 to 15 repetitions for each one of these, and then we're prepared to get into our next exercise to bulletproof these goddamn shoulders. Next exercise, resistance band external rotations. The purpose of this exercise is to target the rotator cuff muscles. Most importantly, the infraspinatus and the teres minor. By focusing on those muscle groups, we'll be able to bring our shoulders back to a nice stable and strong position where the shoulders are rolled back. Now we're gonna be getting 2 sets of 15 repetitions. We're gonna be performing this with a supinated grip, palms facing upwards. Now, when I'm performing this motion, pay attention to 2 things. Number 1, elbows nice and tight towards the torso. As soon as they start levitating out to the sides while you're trying to perform the motion, that's going to incorporate a lot of the deltoid, which is not good. So keep those nice and tight while you're performing this. Thing number 2, time under tension, the tempo. Slow and under control. By having it slow and under control, you're going to be able to target the infraspinatus and the teres minor much more effectively. Very next we're going to be getting is just some simple hanging shoulder retractions. Now this is going to be for the focus of activating the rhomboids here so we can bring those shoulders into a nice neutral position. And if I haven't mentioned it already, because of the things that we do throughout the normal day, our shoulders tend to roll in. Whether we're on our phones, typing on a computer, writing anything down, when we're in this position trying to do any pressing form of motions, the shoulder's in a great position to get injured. What we're trying to do with this warm-up is bring it back to its natural position where it's back and it's in a stable position. So you're just gonna grab up here, you're gonna let yourself hang, and all I'm doing is for about 5 repetitions, coming up, squeezing those shoulder blades, holding for about 5 seconds, and then coming down nice and slowly. Letting those shoulder blades unwind out. And then you're gonna come up, squeeze those shoulder blades, hold for another 5 seconds, 4, 5, coming down. Now you notice my arms aren't really pulling here. All I'm trying to focus on doing is squeeze those shoulder blades or the scapula together as best as I possibly can. Holding that for a couple of seconds and repeating for a total of 5 repetitions. This is really gonna activate those rhomboids to bring your shoulders from this position, the dangerous position, when you're doing any kind of bench press, overhead press, to a nice neutral, strong, and stable position where you won't wind up getting hurt. Fourth and final exercise we're gonna be doing here is just some scap push-ups. This is to help you so you can prevent the scapular winging that a lot of you guys might notice, where your scapula kind of comes out and it retracts from your shoulder. We wanna have that nice and stable to the body. Strengthen the serratus anterior, and this exercise is super great. You wanna perform this one for about 2 to 4 sets of like 15 to 20 repetitions. A lot of people have problems with this, and this will really strengthen that serratus anterior and make sure that that winging scapula does not come up and pop out there, and you can bring it back to your rib cage. All you're gonna do to begin the motion is you're gonna retract your scapula, let the body come down, and then protract as you come right back up, ensuring that you're coming down nice and low, and you're really trying to pop that body upward. Let yourself come down here, and you want to make sure that you're keeping a nice tempo here. Nothing is explosive and jerky here. You want to keep a nice time under tension so that you can really begin to
to activate the serratus anterior for this exercise.
And yes, obviously by doing this, you're gonna allow your shoulders to get from that rounded position, and you're gonna allow them to bring them back, as well as bring them down a little bit, because they're often elevated up here because of tight trap. By activating that serratus anterior and training that and focusing on that in your warm-up, you're gonna be able to depress your shoulders and bring them back into a nice neutral, straight, and safe position. So there you guys go, a 4 exercise, or 6 or 7 because of the shoulder wheel routine there. Shoulder bulletproofing warm-up routine that you need to implement on all of your upper body workouts where you're doing pushing movements or pulling movements, or you're gonna be doing some dips. This is really gonna help you prevent injury, strengthen the shoulder joint, all of the muscles and tissue that's around the shoulder joint to prevent injury and to maximize your performance while you're in the gym. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, then be sure to give your boy a like down below, and also be sure to subscribe for weekly workout tips and nutrition tips that you will not want to miss. I don't know what that was. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I'll see you in the next video.